Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, and you're listening to Alex's News. The weather in Riverside today will reach a mild high of 66.4 degrees with a low of 41.6 degrees, making it a pleasant winter day in Southern California. Coming up, we'll examine the potential impact of Donald Trump's return to the presidency and how his early decisions could transform the nation. We'll also look at California law enforcement's response to Trump's immigration policies and what that means for local communities. Plus, we'll explore why health officials worldwide are concerned about a new Marburg virus case in Tanzania and what this could mean for global public health. All this and more, coming up on Alex's News. We begin our coverage this morning with Donald Trump's return to the presidency. For more on this historic transition of power and the first actions of the new administration, we turn to our political correspondent, Ethan Parker. Ethan?
Thanks, Grace. Yesterday marked a truly historic moment, as Donald Trump became only the second president in American history to serve non-consecutive terms, following Grover Cleveland's example from the 19th century. According to reports from ABC News, freezing temperatures forced the ceremony indoors to the Capitol Rotunda, where Chief Justice John Roberts administered the oath of office.
We're hearing about significant support from some unexpected quarters. What can you tell us about that?
That's right, Grace. The Wall Street Journal reports that several major tech leaders made substantial contributions to the inauguration, with OpenAI's Sam Altman, Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, and Amazon's Jeff Bezos each donating $1 million. This is particularly noteworthy, given the sometimes contentious relationship between Trump and tech leaders during his first term.
And what actions has President Trump taken in these first 24 hours?
According to White House sources, President Trump has already moved aggressively with executive action. He's rescinded 78 of former President Biden's orders, with a particular focus on energy policy and the elimination of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in federal agencies. The Washington Post reports he's also implemented a federal hiring freeze and ordered a review of investigations into his supporters.
Can you put these executive orders in historical context for our viewers?
Certainly. For perspective, Franklin D. Roosevelt issued 3,721 executive orders during his presidency. Trump signed 220 during his first term, while Biden signed 160. However, it's important to note that these orders can face significant limitations. Congress can block them through funding restrictions, and courts can challenge them if they exceed presidential authority.
And what's next on the president's agenda?
According to ABC6 Philadelphia, Trump has indicated plans for additional executive actions, particularly regarding TikTok regulations and offshore wind development. However, these may face Democratic opposition and potential legal challenges.
Thank you for that comprehensive report, Ethan. We'll be following these developments closely. And now for our second story of the morning. California sheriffs are facing renewed pressure regarding immigration enforcement under the Trump administration. Joining us to discuss this developing situation is our political correspondent, Chloe Martinez. Chloe, what's the latest on this?
Thanks, Grace. According to a new survey just released yesterday by Cal Matters, California's 58 county sheriffs are finding themselves caught between federal demands and the state's sanctuary law, known as SB 54.
Can you break down what this sanctuary law actually means for our viewers?
Of course. SB 54 essentially prohibits local police from asking about immigration status, bars them from participating in federal immigration enforcement, and limits how much information they can share with federal authorities. It only allows transfers to ICE in cases involving serious crimes.
And how are different counties responding to these restrictions?
According to Cal Matters findings, there's quite a range of responses. For example, Fresno County Sheriff John Zanoni has noted that ICE can still access jail bookings through public websites, while Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco has explicitly stated he's looking for ways to work around state law to increase deportations. In contrast, Los Angeles County has taken a stricter approach, completely banning warrantless transfers to ICE.
Are there any notable trends in the actual numbers of transfers to immigration authorities?
Yes, the data shows some interesting patterns. CalMatters reports that between 2018 and 2023, there were 4,192 transfers from California jails to immigration authorities. Orange County presents a particularly striking example. Their transfers plummeted from 717 in 2018 to just 17 in 2022, before rising again to 221 in 2023.
And how complete is this survey?
The survey attempted to reach all 58 county sheriffs, but 2 counties, Monterey and San Mateo, didn't respond. The ACLU is actively monitoring the situation, particularly watching for any violations of state sanctuary laws.
Thank you for that comprehensive update, Chloe. We'll be sure to keep following this developing story. Here are some other headlines. In a significant prisoner exchange, 2 American citizens have been released from Taliban custody in Afghanistan. The U.S. freed Khan Mohammed, a 55-year-old Afghan serving life sentences for drug trafficking and terrorism charges. One of the released Americans was identified as Ryan Corbett, who was abducted in August 2022. Former South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol has made his first public appearance since his arrest, defending his controversial martial law decree from December 2024. Yoon was detained after attempting to implement strict measures that included banning political activities and controlling media. The decree was quickly overturned by the National Assembly. In Japan, dozens of major companies, including Toyota and Nissan, have pulled their advertising from Fuji Television following a sexual assault scandal involving TV host Masahiro Nakai. The controversy stems from an alleged incident at a dinner party in 2023 and the network's handling of the situation. Ohio State has claimed their first national championship since 2014, defeating Notre Dame 34-23 in the college football playoff championship game. Despite a late comeback attempt by Notre Dame, the Buckeyes sealed their victory with a crucial 56-yard pass in the final minutes. Tragedy struck in northern Vermont as a U.S. Border Patrol agent was fatally shot near the Canadian border. The incident, which occurred on Interstate 91 in Coventry, also resulted in one suspect being killed and another taken into custody. Federal authorities are investigating the shooting. And now for our third story of the morning. Health officials in Tanzania are facing a concerning development with the confirmation of a Marburg virus case. Joining us now with more details is our health correspondent Ethan Parker. Ethan, what can you tell us about this latest announcement?
Grace, according to reports from the Associated Press, just yesterday, Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu Hassan, alongside WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, confirmed a positive Marburg case in the country's remote Kagera region in the north. This comes after some initial disagreement between WHO and local health officials about a possible outbreak.
Can you explain what led to this disagreement?
Well, as reported by the Indian Express, the WHO first raised concerns about a suspected outbreak on January 14th, linking it to 8 deaths in the Kagera region. Tanzanian officials initially disputed these findings, saying their tests came back negative. However, further testing has now confirmed 1 positive case, while 25 other samples tested negative.
For our viewers who might not be familiar, what exactly is Marburg virus?
The Marburg virus is similar to Ebola, Grace. According to the Winnipeg Free Press, it originates in fruit bats and spreads through close contact with bodily fluids of infected individuals or contaminated surfaces. What makes it particularly concerning is its high fatality rate, up to 88% without treatment. Symptoms include fever, muscle pains, diarrhea, and vomiting. And in severe cases, it can lead to death from extreme blood loss. Currently, there's no authorized vaccine or treatment available.
This isn't the first time Tanzania has dealt with Marburg, is it?
No, it's not. This is actually the second outbreak in the Kagera region since 2023, when Tanzania had 9 confirmed cases with 6 fatalities over a 78-day period. And it's worth noting that neighboring Rwanda has been dealing with its own outbreak that began on September 27, 2024, resulting in 66 cases and 15 deaths, primarily affecting healthcare workers. Though Rwanda's outbreak showed a lower fatality rate of 24.2%, which experts attribute to their strong healthcare system and efficient contact tracing.
What steps are being taken to address this situation?
The WHO has taken immediate action, releasing $3 million from its contingency fund for emergencies to support Tanzania's response. This is in addition to an earlier $50,000 contribution for initial investigation. Importantly, the WHO is advising against any trade and travel restrictions to affected countries, citing low global risk and strong local response capabilities.
Thank you for that comprehensive update, Ethan. We'll be sure to keep our viewers informed as this situation develops. That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King, with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.